It's like, should I move over to this side?
I like that backdrop.
Or there, we'll come back in here with my squeaky chair.
Your squeaky chair. You can just do the dance this morning.
I'm going to sneak around.
It'll be all good.
Yeah, big dancing.
I would love to see that right on air. It would be so fun.
Yeah, let's see here. Good morning, guys. You know, it's a show before the show. We haven't started, but we've started.
I want to wish President Trump a happy birthday along with Flag Day. I'm sure he listens to the show, so he's going to hear it in a few minutes.
Yes, he is. Six. What is Trump? Is Trump 77? Or how old is he?
I think 77 or 78. Let me look at that.
I think he is. I don't know. Thank you, Liz.
77. He's 77. You are exactly right.
Good morning, Kimberly. Jay, Karen, good morning. Appreciate you guys jumping in for the show before the show.
He's a very young acting 77.
Yes, he is.
I hope I'm acting that vivacious and fun at 77.
He's prickly. He's energetic. He's out on the course.
Yes.
He must be doing everything right. Taking his Metamucil.
He eats McDonald's every
Stay away.
day.
We're going to talk. Stay away from McDonald's.
Right, but that's what he eats.
80%. Oh, it's not good. Not good. He's an alien.
He is an alien. He is exceptional. He is exceptional for sure in every way. I'd like to eat McDonald's every day and still be that vivacious. Well, not really. I don't really like McDonald's, but I do like their frozen Dr. Peppers.
Oh.
Those are so good. You can only get them in small towns. Hi, Melanie.
I was happy to see former St. Louis Blues. Of course, we're a national show, national headlines, but we're based out of the St. Louis area. Tabitha just won't stop. She can't accept the fact that Fox is not bad. They may not be as good as she wants them to be. We're going to get into that coming up later. They put a graphic up last night. Did they get hacked? There's no way they would ever see that.
That's so funny. I can't wait to hear her take on that. It's going to be
fun.
Knows
she's still texting as she
is right now. We are getting a text right now, Vic.
Texting.
She is. She's walking in the building, texting you about how you are wrong.
All I will say is because they know white conservatives want to see this, but the government still probably has some right on top of them. I'm sorry. We'll get into all that later.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean? I'm going to the woods.
She's going to Illinois now. She's going to get in her Jeep and she's going to drive herself to Illinois in the woods with her fancy, sparkly ceiling house.
Randy, hey, Randy. Hey, Jay. Hey, Alex. Drew. Drew brings up a sports topic. Are the Cardinals ever going to win another game? I'm sorry. It's time to clean house. It is. The problem is Cardinals fans, and I'm one of them, we're stupid for our national audience. St. Louis has been very, very spoiled with Cardinal baseball for a long time. Not with necessarily world championships over the last 30 years, but with success. And now they suck. And they went into the season without good pitching. I told them, I was like, listen, I'm not a front office guy. I told my son they're not going to be good this year. They don't have the pitching. I thought their offense would be great. Well, neither's been great. They're in trouble.
They
And
are
I
sad.
mean,
So
if you don't put up
sad.
numbers, you're gone.
Mhm.
I can't believe the general manager still has his job, team president Mozeliak, and or the manager. Not that somebody else is going to come in and immediately do well, but it's a combination. This is bad.
Yeah, it
And if
is
people
bad.
continue to go to Cardinals games, or if you continue to support a product that's bad, ownership's not going to change anything.
Correct.
There's no reason. The Blues got rid of Pietrangelo because he wouldn't let, and you know what? It was, I hated it. And then they lost all their defense. And Bomeister went down. They lose him. Boom, talking sports just like that. The Blues are nowhere near a title anymore, but congrats to Alex Pietrangelo. Some of my Canadian friends call him Peter Angelo, former Blues captain, won a Stanley Cup last night. So did Ivan Barbashev, former St. Louis Blues. Just two all-around good dudes to work with. They won with Vegas last night. 2 nights ago, Denver won the championship. We're not a sports show, but we're just talking. We got it. How'd we get into it? Oh, Drew. Yeah, the Cardinals are awful.
They were.
Awful.
Ugh. It's kind of embarrassing.
Well, you know, if my bow tie is on, it means I know more than other people.
Right.
I'm
Right.
sorry. Just
Right. It's all in
well,
the
you
bow
know,
tie.
it's not one of those things we're really looking at this year. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
point.
it's
Within 6 years, and it was fun for me. I like to watch people celebrate and have a good time. Well, most teams, not all teams, but Vegas, literally, they get a hockey team in their 6th season. 6 years ago, they get a hockey team, and they win a freaking Stanley Cup within 6 years. Vegas, they don't even know the rules yet. The fans don't know all the rules,
They don't.
and they just won a Stanley Cup.
Good for
It's all
them.
right. Yeah, it is good for
the
them.
rules. Sometimes not knowing all the rules is good.
It is.
It is. You just kind of go with it until somebody tells you. That's not how we do it here.
Let's see here. Oh, I don't want to get talking sports. We got to do the show. Well, it's time to start the show before the show's over. We'll go ahead and start, Joe. Welcome into cancelthisshow.com. It's a Wednesday. It is June 14th. We appreciate you jumping in for cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks in studio already. She is taking care of all of your live chat on multiple platforms. Pro Joe making us look and sound as good as we possibly can. You know what we do Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Central. You can catch us live. That's where you can view us on our platforms at cancelthisshow.com. Several platforms to watch us live as you are now. And of course, about 30 minutes after our show ends, 10 o'clock Central Time, we have the entire podcast. It is up not only on the viewing platforms where you can watch it again, but also you can listen to it in the audio aspect, the traditional podcast. Of course, news headlines, politics, cancel culture education, business, society, entertainment, you name it. We cover it. We have fun with it. And we're grateful that you guys jump along as well. As always, please like, subscribe, share the show. Tell people about it. Send it. Like the thumbs up. Make a comment, even if it's just a thumbs up. That helps us work with all the algorithms that are out there. Algorithms are good. We like algorithms, so we're playing with the algorithms, and that's what you do. You work within the rules, and we appreciate you guys doing that as well. Okay, with that being said, you can also help us and make donations. You can go to cancelthisshow.com. You can hit a donation button and do that as well. Also, we've got massive topics that we cover. It's a Weed Wednesday, Green Light Dispensary. Josh King jumping back in. They finally have their Rock Hill store up and ready. Plenty of product, including the flower. It's our Weed Wednesday education with the Rock Hill general manager, Josh King. And then coming up at about 8:30, 8:40. Kathy Hobig Strick, Steve Strick jumping into the show with us as they do on Wednesdays. We talk real estate. We talk mortgage. And of course, they come in and talk about anything else that we have going on. That's part of the show. Also today, coming up, beware. We may think it's funny. Some people do the videos. Most of us don't, but there are other people. Oh, it's fine. Everything is great. Now Walmart's sounding the alarm. If the shoplifting doesn't stop, added to inflation, prices going up, supplies going down, all kinds of crap going on. Look out, your prices will go up. We'll get into that coming up. Tabitha, as I was just referring to, she's like, well, there's no way Fox would ever call Joe Biden that on a graphic. Well, we're going to show you the graphic that went down last night. I didn't even see it. I'm glad Tabitha showed me the graphic, because at first, when I first looked at it, I went, okay, that's not real. Then I went, sure enough, that's real. Fox News is awesome, and it's Tabitha's new favorite TV station, Fox News. I'm trying to.
There's eye rolling in the background.
I'm trying to spark her right now. I'm like, I'm trying to start that.
To attack their system.
We'll get into that. Eric Schmidt made his first, Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt made his first speech last night. We won't get into the long speech, but it was interesting because Josh Hawley was there, united with him, and gave him a massive compliment. So Eric Schmidt tweeted it out, thanking him, showing solidarity in the Show Me State. It's been a while since we've seen that. I liked it. It was really, really, really good to see those two going together. There's a EU official, European Union official, that came out and said, don't trust your governments. And it is so spot on. I'm glad Eric sent that in. We'll get into that. Tucker Carlson, while he's just dominating world news, the man is the best we have ever seen when it comes to breaking down serious topics. And you're going to hear a little bit about what happened with that. We've also got, where are we at here? What else do we got? There's so much going on. We're going to get into it all. Let's start the show. It is cancelthisshow.com. Please check out our partners right now as we get everybody in, ready to rock and roll.
House has the largest selection of solid wood with the hottest new styles. Real furniture that's built to last, like our solid bedrooms, living rooms, and dining from Kincaid. Our volume enables us to save you a lot of money, especially during our solid wood sale. Plus, get free financing, fast free delivery, and free in-home design. So for solid wood, sweet styles, and solid service since 1964, shop over 3 football fields of furniture at Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Hey guys, this is Dr. Mahesh Bhagway. I'm an orthopedic surgeon here in St. Louis for over the last 20 years. I went to Washington University. I got my medical degree at St. Louis University. From local high school athletes, college athletes, weekend warriors, injured workers, and even Cardinal baseball players, I've treated them all. Our practice strives to personalize care with every new patient being seen by me. To find me, contact my staff at drbagwe.com. That's DRBAGWE.com. Hopefully you don't need me, but if you do, you can find me now.
Jonathan, what does make Rockwood so special?
Rockwood, we carbonize it higher than anybody else does. So we're cooking out everything that produces ash, smoke, anything like that. It gives you a lot more control over the temperature, a lot more control over the fire, and it's 100% Missouri product.
All right, where can people get it?
It's at 100 plus locations around St. Louis, any Deerberg, Straub's, meat markets, wine and cheese stores, hardware stores, you name it, we're around St. Louis. Just check the website.
And good charcoal should be able to break apart in your hands like
absolutely,
does,
yeah.
Right?
If you can't break it apart by hand, it's not charcoal yet. It's still wood. They didn't do the job, so make sure it can break apart by hand.
All right, get your Rockwood charcoal.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
Hey guys, welcome back into cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate our sponsors, including Complete Auto Body Repair, our main sponsor of the show right now. We continue to have people tell us about the great experiences they have at Complete Auto Body Repair. And by the way, you saw the Camp Lejeune commercial. John Driscoll Law Firm, firms across the Midwest. If you have anything when it comes to personal injury, know him. He's a good friend. He's backed this show. And if you have any questions, let me know or let John know, especially with Camp Lejeune or anything else from a personal injury standpoint. Offices in the St. Louis area and Chicago and also Puerto Rico. It is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Tabitha Hassel. Eric Johnson on his way in. Lizzie Sparks here. And Pro Joe running the board. You see our backdrop today. It is National Flag Day. And how ironic is there's Tabitha. She always...
I have a flag every day.
Can we get Tabitha?
It doesn't need to be Flag Day for me to have a flag. People can't, we don't have our cancel this cam up anymore, but I have a flag all the way across the front of my desk, and I have 3 of these little flags on my desk.
Well, we do. We work it in and we work it out. We will get that shot back. We're working on some technical things from that standpoint where we get that. So I have the flag behind me. You've got the flag in front of you every day. You've got it on your desk. And then, of course, we have Lizzie as well. Lizzie wearing
a banner flag.
What is that around your neck?
Scarf.
Can we
It's
show
act-
Lizzie? Or?
It's actually a scarf that's just an American flag scarf that is,
it's very cute.
a little overwhelming, but
and
it's
patriotic.
good. Yeah.
And then when we take Tabitha's shot, you can see her with her flag as well. And it's a big deal to us. And you would think, oh, National Flag Day. Yeah, well, National Flag Day is a big deal because of what's happened in this country with the flag over the past, 8 to 10 years. You can't take things for granted. The Stars and Stripes, what this country was founded on, do not take it for granted. And isn't it ironic that on National Flag Day and patriotism, the Stars and Stripes, America first, whose birthday is it?
President Donald Trump.
Oh, you're calling him president.
Oh, he's still my president.
He is still the president.
Yes, he absolutely is.
The Donald
Donald
Trump,
Trump,
77
yes.
years old today. What a way to celebrate a birthday. I don't know. I think he likes the attention. He reported to Miami yesterday, turned himself in, got his Donald fingerprints taken, and said, this is a sham. I'm innocent. He pleaded innocent to the charges, not
Don't
guilty.
say guilty. Don't say
Not guilty. He is, it's
not
a sham.
guilty.
And he used it just as for what he's always done, media coverage. And I'm sorry, everybody that wants Donald to go away, he's not going away. We've told you everything that was going to happen. The indictments, not 1, not 2, but there'll be a 3rd one coming too. And it's going to continue to put as much press on him as they possibly can. Because when you put an indictment out there and then you put a second one out there and Trump's numbers continue to go higher and higher and higher, and no trials will happen or no court situations will happen until after the election. Come on. It's a plan. It is bad. And that's why so many Republicans jumped into the race knowing they had no shot because, well, they're getting rumblings of something going on, that this was a plan. And I can't imagine another day.
It's a coup is what it is. It's another.
This was
it's literally
perfect
another
for
coup.
Donald Trump. I don't care if you like him or not. This is what Trump wanted. He's getting the media attention. He is the man. It is all his. Now you have people, I don't know, he's in trouble. And, we can't vote for a president.
It's election interference. It's another coup, just like they have done in years past. And we see this in other countries. Just because we're in the United States, we're not free from this type of propaganda. And that's all it is. It's propaganda.
Did you hear about Ron DeSantis? There was video of Ron DeSantis yesterday hearing that Donald Trump was being indicted and it was all serious. Did you know about this?
No.
Well, Joe's going to show us the video where Ron DeSantis actually is getting excited about what's happening.
I bet he is.
Ron DeSantis.
Giddy.
Ron DeSantis is like, well, maybe. Here it is.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Please great.
That's hysterical. Takes my whole day.
And that's pretty much the truth.
Poor Ron is, I don't know, he's like down by over 30 points to Trump, has no chance unless there's some sort of, let's just call it spaghetti thrown against the wall that sticks. Unbelievable. When I saw that yesterday, I literally laughed for about 5 to 10 minutes. And by the way, it doesn't matter the amount of indictments. It doesn't matter the amount of charges. It's all a game. And don't.
It's better than a campaign speech, actually.
Oh, it is.
And the best thing in
well
the whole
said,
world
Tab.
would be is when he becomes the president again and then he pardons himself.
He won't be the president again.
Gosh, I don't want to hear that. I'm sure
be
you're
civil-
right. I'm sure
He
you're
will
right.
not be the president again.
You're right.
I hate to
unless
say
there's
this.
a civil war first.
Man,
No.
besides the movie 2000 Mules, the more video that starts getting, I saw a video get released of Maricopa County. And if you think that everything is on the up and up at every polling place, there's video of workers taking cards out, redoing the cards, and putting information on them and putting them back in the machines.
Exactly. And that's not going to change.
But Maricopa County, this is specifically Carrie Lake that I brought up out of the whole situation, was the fact that it's a conservative area. That all of a sudden, strong conservatives are all of a sudden going for a Democratic governor. Yeah, okay. With no track record of anything conservative. I'm like, wow. So with that being said, Tabitha, I hate to get into the quote prediction conspiracy theory business. I don't see how the powers that be, the dark state, deep state,
it can't happen.
The uniparty allows Donald Trump to be president.
They won't. Like I said yesterday, and I've said many
despite him
times,
being the
they will
overwhelming
not.
choice for the job by all intents and purposes, by every polling that you can find, because we all know if Joe Biden is the candidate for the Democratic side, that's like, it's like a kindergartner trying to learn calculus. It's like a kindergartner going against a varsity football player. He has no chance. The Trump Express will roll right through anything in its way, whether you like it or not, feelings aside, facts going forward. And it's all about the Trump train. Like him or not, the man is what America wants. There is no doubt, overwhelmingly. It is. And then we'll have people, we hate Trump. He's got indictments.
Very few people.
I don't know if people understand you can throw indictments and charges around easy. I literally hear from people that say, well, he's got indictments. Something must be wrong. I trust the government.
That is ridiculous.
Okay.
It's more than that's why we call it a propaganda. It's
Yes.
literally a coup and a war of propaganda. And to Kathy's comment, she said, well, I shouldn't keep saying that he won't win because it could cause people to not vote. And people do tell me that every single time I say that. I think we all know as Americans, it's our duty to vote.
It's a duty
Correct.
now.
It is our
more than
duty
We
ever.
have to vote now more
because
than ever.
we can't prove that they've cheated again or that they've staged another coup unless our vote is out there. We should
Correct.
actually come out in fuller force and more force. We need to get the vote out. We need every single person in this country that is Republican who wants to vote Republican to get out and vote. We absolutely have
Yes.
to increase our voting numbers
Yes.
because if we don't, then you know what? Then they get away with the win. Then they can say, oh, no, look, these are valid votes. Our people did vote and we legitimately won. They want to intimidate us into not
Correct.
voting.
Correct.
We can't let that happen. But at the same time, we also have to realize that this is a really tough battle. It's a really tough
It
battle.
is.
It's tough all the way around.
We have to do more to stop the machine at play.
And it's interesting when you talk about the machine at play because Tucker Carlson had his episode 3 last night, and it is 13 minutes of some of the best journalistic reporting I have ever heard, breaking down why has the government, why has the deep dark state, why has the uniparty, why have the former presidents, why have the 3-letter agencies, why have so many people in DC gone after one man this hard from the day he was elected, even before he was elected? Let's try when he announced that he was running for president. Why? And once again, this is not me saying I love Donald Trump. I have ripped Donald Trump on this show more than anybody else has. Why? Start thinking why? As he has said so many times, they're not coming for me. They're coming for you. I'm standing in the way. This episode from Tucker Carlson, and by the way, it had like 45 million watches again, right? And this is why Fox doesn't want him on. But there's another issue to that, but we're going to have to get into. But Tucker here, I just want you to hear some of it's a 13-minute breakdown of why there are so many people who are the powerful, who are the elite, who are the money makers are going after this one man. And who is this one man that has stood up against government? It is Donald Trump. He has stood up against everything else that we have ever seen, at least in our lifetime, more so than any other politician. And go figure, he is a man that was not going to work with lobbyists. He had his own money. He didn't need help. He wasn't going to play the Washington game. And for that, he has suffered more than anybody else. And once again, that does not mean that I'm the biggest Donald Trump supporter there is. We're stating facts on this show. We're not worried about feelings. This guy has dealt with more, and more is coming, and he still stands his ground. It's impressive. Tucker Carlson, as he starts off with, thinks that this is where it all started. And it's all about when he called out government and former presidents about weapons of mass destruction and wars that should not have happened.
Decided to send Donald Trump to prison. Here it is. It's from the Republican candidates debate in Greenville, South Carolina.
We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East. They lied. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right. We should never have been in Iraq, Trump said. We destabilized the Middle East. Now, by the time Trump said that, a lot of Republican primary voters were starting to reach the same conclusion. How could they not? But it was the next line that doomed Trump to today's arrest. They lied, he said. There were no weapons of mass destruction, and they knew there were none. Now, when he said that, a few in the crowd booed. Most just sat there in silence, stunned. Can he say that? Well, he said it anyway. And by saying that, he sealed his fate. That was the one thing you were not allowed to say, because it implicated too many people on both sides, which on this topic is really just one side. Hillary Clinton was guilty of it, but so was Paul Ryan. All of them were guilty. They all knew, they all lied. And to a person, they hated Donald Trump for exposing them. After that, it was pretty clear that even if he did get elected president, Trump was going to have a very hard time controlling the federal government he was supposed to be in charge of. Most of permanent Washington decided that thwarting Trump was the single most important mission in their lives. Everything depended on it. Many of them said so publicly. But others didn't say so publicly. In fact, the stealthier ones took another path. They ran toward Trump, not away from him. They sucked up to him. They ingratiated themselves with the man they intuitively understood was susceptible to flattery, which Trump is. And they did this in order to subvert his new administration from the inside. There were a number of these, and you could spot them
By the way,
immediately.
flattery will work with me too.
They were
guys.
flatterers. Invariably, the ones who flattered Trump the most hated him the most and disagreed the most strongly with his views. You saw them in the hallways of the White House and at press conferences. They were there slobbering over their boss with elaborate self-abasement, as if they were addressing a monarch or a god. It was a scene from the Ottoman court. It was filthy and decadent, and it was false. Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, Mike Pompeo, Lindsey Graham in the Congress. They all called Trump a visionary genius up until the moment he lost power. And then they unsheathed their real agenda, as always the neocon war agenda, and they piled on with maximum force.
Yeah, we can.
Here's Mike Pompeo, for example.
Mike Pompeo has been just turncoat. Anyway,
They all are.
Yes, and it's always been about retaliation.
Check out Tucker's 13 minutes of broadcasting genius, of doing historical dives into the start of why everybody is after Donald Trump. If you don't go mainstream, if you don't go with the flow, if you swim upriver, if you dare question or ask questions, you're going to suffer. And we're going to do everything we can to keep you out of the limelight, to keep you out of making decisions, because we have a grand plan, not only for this country, but for the world.
And what was in those classified documents? Don't you think that Trump is smart enough to take classified documents to back up every single thing he's been saying?
He knows.
All of it. All of it. And we've always known we should have never been in the Middle East. We always know that we gave a rise to ISIS. We created ISIS. We funded some of these jihadi terrorist groups. But you know what? No one wants to talk about it.
Under the watch of George Bush.
And under Obama.
Karl Rove.
And under Joe Biden as vice president, we gave rise to terror groups. Trump knows all of this. Most of us know, but the difference is we know Trump validates it.
Correct.
And that's what they don't like, because Vic, what you said is so right. He is the leader of the People's Party.
Correct.
And when you see in any country in the world when the people start to rise up and they have their own leader, this is what happens to the people's leader. It happens in every single country.
Well, Donald Trump's also talking about a server that Hillary Clinton took and had and did like 30 times worse damage than what he is being accused of doing, yet the DOJ refuses to go after or did. And the problem is this: the DOJ has been weaponized here, regardless of, oh, well, he told people to stay away from the doc. Don't hide him. Don't look for him. We don't want. You're missing the point. You've got President Biden, who can't hold the office a day longer, using his DOJ to go after his number one competitor because he knows his days are done. Or should I say Obama knows his days are done?
Correct.
If Trump is there. And then, of course, the 4 years where this country righted the ship with Donald Trump, making America great again, like him or not, then he leaves and the ship starts to turn back the wrong way. If Donald is that captain again, the ship starts to turn around and they can't waste the time doing it.
And they don't have time. We're not fast tracking enough their plan to destroy this country.
It's sickening. The reason once again, I feel like I have to put a damn disclaimer on it all the time. They're making people who may not be the biggest Donald Trump fans in the world be Trump fans because America sees the bullshit that's going on around him. And America knows Biden can't do the job, is not good. And then it gets into that damn pride issue. I hate that man. I hate the orange man. Arrogant, mean. I can't do that. Yeah, well.
And most can't tell you
there are
why
people who are changing.
Well, they hate him because, they hate him for the propaganda that they hear on the left.
Correct.
And it's all propaganda, because anytime somebody has come to me and they said, well, what about this about Trump? It's so easy to dispel it.
Yes.
But they don't understand that, because all they do is watch the same propaganda channels. And I seriously don't believe they will ever allow Trump to win. I do believe they will allow DeSantis to win, because I think I like DeSantis, but I think he's going to play the game, and I think they know he will play the game and he will do what it takes.
Well,
he'll make promises to make sure he gets.
He may not know all the secrets that Donald knows yet.
And I'm sure he doesn't.
And a lot of times, even as connected as you are, you don't find out until you take over that role in the White House.
That is absolutely true. And how they will cheat again is simply stopping the election in the middle of the night and just prolong it and prolong it and prolong it.
Well, there's a great topic. Well, there's a great topic Tabitha and I have. I've not. The only thing that I'm pissed off at Fox about, their higher ups, is going after Tucker Carlson.
Correct.
And the reason that I was told yesterday is that allegedly he is still receiving money.
If that's true, then I understand.
So then that makes a little bit more sense to me. And they're pissed because he's still getting paid.
But we don't know that that's true. We need that to be confirmed.
And if he is getting paid, then they're like, wait a second. But then he's already said they broke their contract, Fox did with him, by releasing negative information, which would also nullify the contract. So that's where the contract attorneys get in. But if he is still getting paid, boy, wouldn't that be nice to get fired from a job and get paid the rest of your contract?
Sure.
I don't know what that's like, because that did not happen for me.
Right.
It should have, but it's a long court process, long story. He is refusing to back down. Okay, well, Fox, that's what pisses me off about it. But I still think there are good people there doing some really good work throughout the day. I know you're not crazy about Fox, and that's fine.
I'm never said there's nothing good about Fox. I'm just saying that Fox is more state-ran media. It's just the illusion of choice.
I know. You say that, you disagree with me. Joe in a moment is going to pull up what Fox did last night with their graphic. And this blew my mind because Tabitha sent us this.
Someone hacked Fox.
They did not hack Fox.
Someone hacked Fox. There is no way anyone
Fox
allowed
yes, they did
this to happen.
Here we go. You're going to see, this is what Fox ran last night. And when Tabitha sent me this, I legitimately thought it was a hoax, that somebody took a screenshot and did the graphic. That's called a lower third. They redid it. They didn't. This was actually legitimate last night. You see it right there.
And they are 100% correct. That is exactly what is happening. And that is exactly what a dictator does is they have their political rival arrested.
Wannabe dictator speaks at the White House after having his political rival arrested. And for our listeners of the podcast, on the left side of the screen is a shot of Joe Biden. On the right side of the screen is Donald Trump.
I will never believe that Fox did that because, first of all, I don't think they would say the word wannabe. I really don't. I do not. I think they were hacked, or I think that some intern did this and is probably fired by now. I will never believe they wrote that intentionally.
Yes, I believe it 100%.
They would. I can't imagine them ever using the word
Sean
wannabe.
Hannity was in the building and he went in and he had access to the lower third, and Sean Hannity wrote that.
And maybe he did. I would like to know. Because I cannot
I thought
imagine.
you were going to rip me. I was kidding.
Oh, well, I might have believed
see Sean Hannity doing it right now because he knows he's gotten milquetoast. And so now he's trying to come out more forceful with Tucker being
Just
gone.
put it this way. Interns, tab to explain the TV side.
I understand it has to be a producer that does this.
A director calls it and punches the button for that to come up. They can take that off in a second. They didn't. The director had that up. A TD was there and allowed that to go up. This was not a mistake. It was not a hack.
That's your guess. That's your.
No, I'm telling you how TV works.
No. I understand,
did it for
but
25 years.
But people do hack. And speaking of, you should know this. Then working at Fox 2, look at all the ridiculous stuff Fox 2 used to accidentally print. All of the grammatical errors.
Yeah.
All of the misinformation that they would accidentally write. And what it was some low-level person in the company who was writing this junk. I can remember sending you articles from Fox 2 saying, look at what they wrote. Look how they spelled this. Look what they said. And I'm like, who in the world is it, a 5-year-old in there writing this stuff? So I'm not really sure how cautious they are.
We did use kindergarten day at Fox 2 quite often. It was much cheaper.
I have never seen more.
It was much cheaper than getting college graduates.
And
that's
grammatical errors than I have at Fox 2.
But let me explain this. The reason why I say what I say is because it's impossible for that to go out. There are like 4 or 5 different checks that have to go through. And not only for it to get to the screen, but for it to stay there for an extended period of time.
Are they doing this because they have to? Anthony on the comment line said, I am going with Fox did this for viewership because they lost Tucker, who is, in some people's opinion, radical, which actually means he tells the truth. Are they doing this because they have to reel those people back in? And they're not going to get those people back unless they start telling some truth.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Truth.
They have to get more bold because so many people left, and they have to, again, give the illusion or do whatever they can to get viewers back in because so many people left. So they're going to look like they're playing hardball against Democrats now.
They have to come out and start telling some truth. And people who say, oh, you never watch Fox. I used to watch Fox. I stopped watching Fox because of the ridiculousness that they were doing, because I saw how they turned the election and the propaganda that went out in 2020. I mean, and not only that, but in 2016.
Well, Donald Trump called it all a sham last night. He was greeted by tons of supporters everywhere where he went, whether he was at the airport,
of course,
whether he was outside. UFC fighter Jorge Masvidal is retired, one of the best in the business for a while, was there to greet him as well. Their support and the ground support is there for Donald Trump. Now, is this part of the plan? Get Americans pissed off? Or has the plan been uprooted because Americans refuse to take the bait in whole? Or Republicans? But the left already knows what can happen. I mean, you legitimately had Cooper Anderson from CNN do a breakdown after Donald Trump's town hall saying, this is a guy that could be president again. And you can look up the video.
Yeah, the face that you just did is
people,
exactly what he did.
People actually, like almost half of Americans, support this man. You need to be aware, your family members, your friends. And keep in mind, this is Cooper Anderson, who came out also this week, took $12 million from Pfizer to promote what we know as the pandemic as well. Yeah. Okay, Coop. Thanks, buddy. We know who you're in bed with. Besides your St. Louis boyfriend. Anyway, That's sad. And it was just as if, oh my God, so sick. How dare you conservatives support this man?
How can anyone
I was
say
literally given my
that?
job because of my family connections, and I'm going to tell you who you need to vote for. Okay. Just think about all the things that are going on. Americans are going against the plan when it comes to the conservative side. They just are. And I still feel the polling's even higher than what it is. And there's no way in hell Democrats will vote for Biden. They can't. They're not legitimately.
Isn't Anderson Cooper
I
part
mean,
of the
Anderson Cooper.
LGBTQ community?
He is.
Okay.
But what's the point? Yeah, but
I think that probably might fuel some of his views.
What I don't understand, and you could be right, but at the same time, when has President Trump ever spoken out against the LGBTQ community?
Never. Not
As a matter of fact, when is Donald Trump speaking out against trans people? I don't even hear that.
President Trump's main problem with like femininity is the grab him by the pussy.
Right.
And that was one comment. And I'm not saying it's a good comment, but look at all the disgusting things that the left are saying about so much. He made one comment. That's the only comment that they
Which
could
was
say.
Taken out of context.
Totally out of context. I mean, I know we'll get into it later, but just there's things that even happen on the White House grounds now that is disgusting, and yet just grabbing it by the pee. Give me a break.
It is interesting though, because there is a sentiment against us, and this conversation fires up so many people. I mean, it literally lights people's personalities on fire. They get angry. It is evil. It's almost demonic. How dare you guys talk about what you're talking about? And I mean, and we get response like that. We do. And the bigger we get, the more crazy we hear, the more nut job comments we get, because we're trying to bring the facts to the table. And there are people, as many people that support what we do in the mission, there are people who don't.
Why is it about, what I don't understand is, why is it always about a man? Trump is just a man. He's not a perfect man.
Correct.
He is just a man. I don't vote for Trump because of Trump the man. I vote for Trump because of his policies, because of the fear he puts into our enemies. And I think part of his appeal to me is it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, there's a little bit of craziness involved, a little bit of unpredictability, but those are the qualities that actually made him a good president.
Agree.
Because he had all of the other world leaders on edge. They didn't know what he was capable of doing. And that's what we need, because when they look at Joe Biden, and this is what I fear about Ron DeSantis, when they look at DeSantis, I think they're going to know that Ron DeSantis is going to take the high road. He's going to play it safe. He's going to negotiate. And instead, Trump would just come into a room and say, no, we're not doing that. And if you try to force us to, guess what? We're going to drop a great big bomb on your country.
Correct.
Or we're going to, tariff you, or we're going to have sanctions against you. I worry that DeSantis will not have that same ability.
Well, the left and the deep state are fighting harder than ever, because they know what will happen, what can happen. They understand that right now they have control over a poor, old, feeble man who can barely stand up. They know that they can get away with anything they want right now. They are the ones in control. They've got Biden, who's this figurehead. If he's even that much, that is a massive problem. So they know, we like this. We can't give this up. How dare it? If this happens, we are all in trouble. So that's why you see the fight, and the fight continues to come. And that's where we're covering it. We'll see where it all goes. Once again, we continue to talk about it. Let's look for more great graphics from Fox News calling Biden a dictator.
We'll see if it happens again.
The wannabe dictator. By the way, for those who are joining us, happy Flag Day. It is National Flag Day, and it's also, go figure, Donald Trump's birthday. In the midst of everything else, you can't make this Hollywood script up. It just continues to happen day after day.
Eric, I have a flag for you over here.
He's got a flag on his
Day.
arm too. Show your arm.
You got a what?
Oh, he does.
He does. He's got a flag on.
He has his little flag on.
He wears flags like on his shirt and his hat.
Eric's very patriotic.
Yes, he is. He is.
Because he is proud to be an American.
An American.
And that's what he
he's laughing like, yeah, right, guys.
This is one patriotic.
Cancel this show.com. We love when you guys support us. Again, like, subscribe, share the show. For our podcast listeners, you can go ahead and send the podcast in an email or a text, just like that. Pretty damn easy as well. If you know of anybody that needs to hear what we're talking about, what we're doing, that is a big topic. We've got Kathy Helbig-Strick, Steve Strick getting ready to come in. We'll talk topics with them. We'll talk politics. We'll talk real estate. It's also a Weed Wednesday around here with Greenlight Dispensaries. We'll talk to them at 9:30. They've finally got their new store up in Rock Hill. They got plenty of flour for you, Eric. They're not out of flour, so you can go get the flour.
I don't smoke that.
You can get all your products over there.
That wacky weed.
Maybe you need to start.
That's not my thing.
More weed, less coffee.
Ooh, that doesn't even sound
I don't
right.
do weed
I don't
or
even know how that
coffee. I
works.
think I need to. Or, well, you guys would just tell me to get out of here if I did either one of those, I think.
Weed and coffee.
I don't either, Lizzie. I drink very, very little caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Maybe I need
That was
more.
so NPR. It was unbelievable.
But you gotta talk like this.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
Yes. I don't do weed. I don't like the caffeine either.
It's like the Saturday night. It's the Saturday Night Live
Pretty
skit.
much.
We're all really boring.
Yeah.
Yes, with the sweaty
Or I
balls.
am anyway.
Vic Faust here, Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks taking care of our live chats on 3 different platforms. Pro Joe here as well. It is Wednesday. It is a hump day, June 14th, because there's
Juneteenth.
always plenty of things to talk about.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
That's not Juneteenth today.
That's coming up. But
Is
I'm
it?
not
Is that
sure I'm
it?
going to wear a Juneteenth scarf.
Juneteenth.
So
I don't even
When is that?
fully
Is that
understand what.
That's the 19th.
19th.
It's the 19th.
Gotcha.
Juneteenth, my friend.
All right.
Did you-
Eric, are you going to wear a Juneteenth cap?
I don't know what I don't know what the celebration of Juneteenth is.
It was just made up a couple years back, I
Yeah,
believe.
I would have to do some research on it because I have no
No.
idea what it is. I bet that's no disrespect to it. I just
Right.
don't know what it is. That's all.
We'll have a big celebration on the 19th, okay?
We're going to have a party
Eric
here
just,
about
for
it.
what?
Eric just looked at me like, what?
It's
What the,
fine.
what the hell's going on? Hey,
It's cool.
That'll be the day we have our
As-
big barbecue.
as we talk
Right,
about what's
correct.
happening in DC and there was the Trump headlines kind of went over everything. Tucker Carlson went over everything, but also Eric Schmidt, Missouri senator, had his first speech last night. So, and as he did have his first speech yesterday, Josh Hawley came to his defense in regards to promoting what an amazing job he's done and will do, showing solidarity in the state of Missouri that we haven't seen. It was very interesting. So Eric Schmidt reposted Josh Hawley's talk on him. Here it is.
Mr. President, it is my great privilege to say a very few words in introduction of my friend and fellow Senator Eric Schmidt as he prepares to give his maiden speech on this floor. We haven't worked together very long in the Senate, but we have known each other for some time, and I just want to say that if you look at Senator Schmidt's record, the people of Missouri are tremendously fortunate to have him, and he is already doing tremendous work for them. You know, as Attorney General, Eric led the way in taking on the Biden administration and holding them accountable for their abuses of power. He led the way in taking on big tech and holding them accountable for what they try to do to our children, what they try to do to our elections, what they try to do to our speech. And already now in the United States Senate, he is holding the deep state, the administrative state, accountable, standing up for ordinary, normal, everyday, working Missourians who deserve to have a voice in this chamber, who deserve to have a voice in their government. And he has been standing here fighting for them. I can't wait to continue to have the privilege to serve with him, and I can't wait to hear his remarks today. And so with that, Mr. President, I yield the floor to the senator from Missouri, Eric Schmidt.
Yeah, Josh Hawley on Eric Schmidt. How about that?
Did he get some highlights? His hair looks a little lighter.
You know what? It did. Can we pop him back up?
He looks like maybe he had a what do they call it? A little frosting.
And there's
across the top.
nothing wrong with little frosting. I used to get frosting as well.
What in the world are you guys talking about?
His hair's a little lighter.
It is
Doesn't it look
lighter.
a little lighter?
Well,
there?
maybe his hair gets lighter in the sun.
Maybe
He
maybe
looks
he frosted his little tips a little bit.
You know what though? No, I mean but his skin's darker. He's
His
got,
skin's darker. His skin looks exactly.
No,
the
it looks
same.
tan.
His
It looks
hair is a
tan to
little
me.
lighter.
No, it's
Why are
tan.
we talking about this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why
Eric.
in the world are you guys talking? I would be more offended.
Yeah.
Eric Smith's like, get off the stage. It's my turn to talk.
Damn, Josh
Why?
Hawley all over.
Yeah.
Hey, when's the last time you heard a senator talk like that?
Josh is the man. I don't know why Tabitha hates him so bad.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
He makes sense.
He also didn't sign the letter telling the Democrats that we were not going to negotiate when it came to the debt ceiling. He was one of the people that did
Republican
not sign
that.
the letter. He was fine. Let's just give him more money. Let's just send more money to Ukraine.
Kathy Helbig Strick, Steve Strick are in studio today.
Yeah, they are.
In their T-shirts. We love it.
Look at this.
Yeah, we planned that again.
It's like I feel like I'm in Baywatch, like an episode of Baywatch. What's going on here? You guys look good.
Oh my God.
That's a Baywatch video.
That's the funniest thing I think I've ever heard on this show.
Yeah.
I love that experience T-shirt. That's really cute.
We need to show Kathy underneath. We need to take that shot down lower so we can get the real.
I mean, this is a podcast. We can do that.
The fittest.
I'm teasing Joe. Joe aims to please, and he's sweating because he thinks I'm serious.
We're the
Joe,
best,
it's all right.
and we're the fittest. Call us today. I like that. It sounds good.
Well, we talked about Steve on billboards with the gun, right?
Yeah.
We should. We see Kathy everywhere.
Kathy's like, don't get too crazy. We're not doing that.
Yeah, if you only heard what you said outside of this.
Yeah, but you're married, and that stuff happens.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And not. I mean, come on. Anybody that's been married knows you guys. There's stresses that come in life.
Especially being a
We don't
realtor
have
and a finance guy. I can't even imagine how that is in the morning.
Do you know other? Have you met other couples like that over the years?
Like what?
Where so one person is a realtor, one person is a mortgage.
Not many.
They're already
You
disagreeing.
see a lot more
Yeah.
realtor.
Realtor.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Than
Yeah.
real estate mortgage.
You guys are perfect. Someone could come to your house,
We are perfect.
have dinner, and leave with a house.
That's
Finance.
And we have a title company, so then we can close them.
Yes. Yeah. That's.
I didn't know that.
They have to come
Actually,
to
we
our
just
house
sold it,
because
so.
I don't like going to other people's houses.
Do you close at
Dude,
your?
he's quirky like
True
that.
story.
You guys, you close deals at the house?
Hell yeah, they do. Where there's a pen and a piece of
Solve
paper, there's a deal.
problems.
There's a
We
lot of
solve their
meetings in the
deals.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think that's what makes you guys so amazing, really, because, normally, let's say if I'm going to go out and buy a house,
Baywatch.
I am talking to my agent over here. I'm talking to my lender over here, and they are not talking and communicating to each other very often. And so with you two together, you literally could have those conversations.
We do. We are on call
Yeah.
24/7, especially for our team.
Mhm.
So when Steve and I first got together, they used to be like
I was just going to say this.
reaching
Yeah.
out to Steve, and most lenders, they're not really answering
Yeah.
their phone at night and stuff. And
So I found a
"Hey,
house.
Steve, hey, I'm looking for. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
pick up your phone and call my agent back. I'd be like, damn it.
So I found a house that I like. It's on Lake St. Louis.
You found it?
I did. I'm going to, yeah.
Is this real?
It is real.
Okay.
But it seems really overpriced.
All right.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Is it?
Eric, you know better.
I know.
It's 2023. Biden's
Yeah.
the president.
I know. So what do you think about what give me some advice on buying a house that
What's the price point?
600 in the 600s.
Okay.
Big buyer pool.
Big buyer pool.
Yep.
This is not
Sorry,
going
bro.
the right direction.
That
Big
means
buyer pool.
a house
Hey, I
I'd
know
rather
this
tell you
is
the truth.
helping
Yeah.
people.
that
This is helping
means
people.
have 700.
Yes.
Have 700.
Maybe.
House
So
has
I
been on the
actually had a reporter ask me the other day. She just bought a house,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
she was asking a bunch of questions, and I said the number one thing a buyer can come to grasp with
Yeah.
right now is list price is entry price,
Yeah.
not what you're expected to pay.
I hate that.
I
Well,
know,
this one's
but
been on there
until you
20 days.
Come to resolution with that, you're
Yeah.
going to sit there and get beat out, and you're
Mhm.
going to sit there and get angry.
Yeah.
And bitter at the market and end up not having a house. And she said, you know what, you're exactly right,
Yeah.
because we lost multiple houses until it finally sunk in that we had to step
You
up.
told
and
us
do
this
above
last
and beyond.
Yep, she did.
Yeah.
She did.
And so that's
She did. So
That means you need to look at a house that's around 450.
well, you just bought a house.
And maybe you'll get
she
it
just
for
bought
600.
a house. Like she bought a castle. She literally just bought a castle.
It's-
Congratulations. Here's my new theory. Tell me if I'm wrong. Vic, this might help you. If you want a $500,000 house, find a $300,000 house and start the bidding process.
There you go.
How's that sound?
You have a fighting chance then.
Right. I mean, is that a
And you're not going to be happy, but just accept it and go to town.
And it's, I'm telling you, after going through this process, now this was a couple of hours away from here. It wasn't in the area, but and the only reason why I got the price that I probably did was because it was a couple of hours away from the
It's
area.
in the middle of nowhere.
It is literally in the middle
By
of
the
nowhere.
way, when the Civil War starts, Steve and Kathy, I'm not kidding you.
We're going to Tabitha's.
No, this is what it's for. It's going to be booby trapped.
Yep.
It's going to have supplies. It's going to be in the middle of nowhere. And that's why she did this.
Yep.
That's right.
She's been collecting water for the last
She has. Oh, you guys, we got.
I don't even know how to collect water, but I'm going to learn.
Her bunker is an hour from here. Okay, it's really nice. But when they come to get her, they will
Do
not be able to
bomb
find
bunkers come with homes as well?
On occasion.
There was one that recently just
Seriously?
sold in Chesterfield, wasn't it? Did you guys see that?
I didn't see it. I heard about it, but I know there's there was a few out. In
And those are big selling points,
Lincoln
apparently.
County and
And you don't see those very often. But I learned my lesson, and I hope Eric learns this. I started this process looking for this house over a year ago. I started the lending process over a year ago, and we were still down to the wire.
I know.
And it's hard.
What?
And there's so much you have to do.
It took you a year to get financed?
No. But the market is hard. You come across one house, and then weird things happen, and inspections don't go the way you want.
Right.
Different things happen, and it's hard to find something you really like, and that's why it's so good that we have you guys here, because you could give Eric, like someone like him looking, the advice that I didn't have before, which is have your ducks lined out, get everything ready, know what you have to have, what you have to submit. And Eric, the only thing that I think we did right is the agent that we used over in Illinois. This was in Illinois, by the way. Was that she said, "Well, I'm going to write up the contract, and I'm going to have everything ready, and we're going to try to get you in first."
Right.
And write your love letter, the letter that, explains, I don't even know what that means, but,
They don't work.
your explanation. And she said, if you like it, you'll sign it in the driveway.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
They can work if your terms are good too.
Yeah.
A love letter is not going to win out over somebody else's 20.
No. And
higher.
And we agreed to all terms. We're like,
right.
Let me ask you this. If you didn't take a year to get to that point, would you have done that on your first home?
no.
Exactly.
No. And that's why I
That's
said
what
you had to
people
be
are learning
conditioned.
in
And
this
that's what's so good about you guys being here, because all the people that are listening, they can learn from those lessons.
You sounded like God coming in with that, Tabitha.
And that's why we missed out on so many
Listen
homes.
to me.
Because we didn't know
To us,
that.
Eric.
Well, no. It's almost like I want to joke about it, but it's like getting so serious out there for people who want to just buy a house.
Yeah.
It's like it used to be the most fun thing on the planet. You'd go out with your latte on a Sunday
Let
afternoon.
me tell you this. It's probably not going to get better anytime soon.
Dun dun dun.
Rates. What are we talking about with rates potentially? With
They're going down.
We need today.
Yeah, the Fed may raise rates again. I don't
I
think
don't think they
today.
will.
I don't think today.
I don't think they
They're
will.
calling this a skip day,
A skip day.
not a pause day. A skip.
So it's 7 right now, right?
Yeah, I mean rates
Ish.
around ish.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's 6.5.
But we need to hear this though. People that we need, I mean, you
Because
can't,
As soon as they
you
tick
got
back
to
down
attack
again,
it.
It's back to the.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Back up.
I heard that you can buy points and then that brings your rate down. How does that work?
Yeah. I mean, you can always buy your rate down. So basically, let's just say that interest rate is 7%.
Yeah.
And you got a 1% credit from the seller, which is not really in this market, or you wanted to pay 1% of the loan amount.
Yeah.
So if the loan amount is $300,000 and we say, you know what, Eric, if you pay 1% of your loan amount, we can get you from 7% down to 6.5%.
Okay.
So what that does, is it lowers your interest that you're paying over time. Now, here's the thing with that is you see people paying a lot of points, but rates will ultimately come down in the next year. So I don't see the value in that because you're only going to be in that rate for a certain amount of time because you're going to be able to refinance out of it.
Yeah.
Now, when rates do drop, that could be a good opportunity to spend a little bit more money on points.
Yeah.
To get it from let's say rates drop to 5.
haul. Yeah.
You pay it down to 4.
See,
It
that's
is
weird.
interesting,
It's weird because even when we were looking at great interest rates in St. Louis, you were like, okay, it's 3.8. right? Remember that?
Sure.
And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's not that much higher, but the mortgages through the
It's
roof.
not that much higher, but there's a big impact.
But speaking of big impacts, I was at a 7v7 football game last with my son, and we had a viewer listener. His name's Abe Rivera. He came up to me when we started talking. He said, ask Kath. He loves you guys, by the way, and he's been in the real estate industry for a long time. I was like, oh, you like him? He's like, absolutely. Because at that point I didn't know.
Shout out to Abe.
And he's like, I love him. He's like, those guys, they know their stuff. He used a different word. He said they know their shit. But anyway, ish. He said, ask him tomorrow about this though, because he works. I think he works with titles. He said, price is going up. He's like, what they're dealing with now, though, is property tax. He said his own property tax
what
has doubled, almost tripled now, because everyone's like, hey, look, my home is going up in value.
I just
so are the property
the
tax.
letter from our assessor the other day.
What's the latest on this?
Because property values are going up.
This new house
they only are reassessed every other year.
It's crazy. I'm paying $800 a month in taxes. Literally $800 a month in taxes. It's absolutely outrageous.
It's a house payment, but here's the thing is I guess I feel fortunate because it's going off the assessed value and not what the home would probably sell for. So if you look at your assessed value, I bet it's lower than what you could sell your home for today.
A lot of times it is lower than what the actual market value.
Does it take time to catch up? Is there a lag?
Yeah. But every time that house resells, then it's recorded what the new sale price is. So that can speed up the process of the assessed value going up.
Yeah. Boy, did we screw things up, man. Oh my God. Who
do you
did
talk
this?
politics with your buyers
you
and sellers about why things are going up or why?
Not politics, economics.
Yeah.
But economics are politics.
True. But here's the thing is there's a couple of things that you can say. And I was taught this a long time ago to your clients, especially in my world, to see which side of the fence they're on. And then you can kind of tailor your conversation around that. But you don't want to polarize anybody by saying, hey, you know what? This administration is terrible and they're doing this, this, and this. And the guy is.
But it's their fault.
Biden fan.
It's their fault. It's like if you don't win a football game, get rid of the coach, man.
Yeah.
And so, no, I think you should wear mega hats. I'm joking. I'm teasing. Of course, Biden's awesome.
What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, I sent you a video yesterday, guys, about what's happening in certain parts of the country. Can you explain what I sent and your thoughts regarding that?
You can run with that one.
Well, just
sure. So Vic sent us a video, and it was basically that there's a large migration going to states that don't have any personal income tax.
Thank you.
There's 5 states. I think it was Texas, Tennessee, Florida.
Montana? Was it Montana?
Nevada.
Nevada.
Yes.
And one more.
Because it was close to California.
And
Yeah.
So is it true? It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
But there are a lot of things that go into that, right? So just not having personal income tax, that is big. I mean, especially for the people that are making a lot of money. So, it's no discrimination, but even if you're not making a lot of money, you still want to save on your personal income tax.
It's not even that. It's the people who make the businesses, the K2 guys that give at the end of the year, they're like, oh my God, how much do you have to pay Missouri? Jeez.
Yeah.
It's like, screw this. Let's go to South Carolina or wherever there's no,
Right.
you leave. Yeah. And I tell these people all the time, they don't believe me. It's the U-Haul. It's the U-Haul revolution. We're just going to go places. We're going to go someplace where the taxes are low, that we can just live and be free as possible. And if Missouri's not that,
what's happening. So all these people are moving to those states. Guess what's happening in those states?
Here we go.
There's more opportunity for everybody else as well. So, we were talking about buying in Florida and moving down there for that reason and many more.
Yes.
But if you think about, so there's a migration there, which is going to cause more people to go there. There's not going to be a ton of inventory. The housing prices are going to forever go up.
Okay.
It's a great investment to buy a house, save your money. You can even spend more on a house because you don't have to pay the personal income tax. I mean, all these things add up to money.
But also the infrastructure on some of these places.
Infrastructure.
Not
you know
but
what?
What about crime? Because also, you know what happens when areas build up is crime goes with it. And that's what I was finding here in the St. Louis area is I feel, people are moving west. We just keep moving further west, don't we?
Yeah.
Further west. I mean, I migrated, from St. Louis City into Clayton. Now I'm in, say, the St. Charles area.
Warrington just built their first skyscraper.
Exactly. And it's like,
Levels high.
but you know what? What's moving with me is the crime. The crime is also moving west.
Right.
And that's why I did the about face and went east.
But what about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so St. Louis is losing population, right? Downtown?
Yes.
Crime's going up there too.
Yes, and that's
Well,
also
that's
true.
because
That is true.
it's trendy and fun.
Goes down.
But look at some of the areas that you guys do business in. Chesterfield, excellent area. I think very low crime rate. Still St. Charles, low crime rate.
Yeah.
Wentzville, still a low crime rate. And these are still really fantastic areas. But you're also paying for that low crime rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it depends on where you're heading to. As you said, I was recently talking with a guy. He's into buying homes and fixing them up. And he said, well, I'm trying to find what they call prospectors in Florida because all the people are moving there. They're trying to find these properties at work where they can buy them low. You've seen these situations in divorces, people in bankruptcies, all kinds of financial situations, going and redoing these homes because the market is so great for people coming in and buying now because they have established what you said to start the show, Kathy, that they're going to have to pay higher and they're going to but they're going to be in the state where they want to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this.
Sure.
I totally, the first time I met you guys, I was kind of kidding. I was like, barn dominium. Haha, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Can't that solve a ton of problems for a guy that's like, I don't want to deal with the 40 offers. I just want to find a plot of land. I want a consultant. Hold on. I want a consultant.
I'm going to say something funny.
I want a consultant. I want to be maybe I want some waterfront or whatever it is. I want to ride my dirt bike. Doesn't that kind of make sense? Not even being funny anymore. Just find someone that can come in.
Construction period can kind of solve that problem.
We'll say that again.
New construction period.
Okay.
New barn dominium or whether it be a house.
Even if it's not off the beaten path, that it's not in a subdivision, it's like no one's bidding on this because I'm financing it myself. And Steve, couldn't it even be cheaper to do that? It might take a little bit of time.
It could. I mean, I just think that that's a small percentage of people.
I know it is, but we can start something today. We can start something today.
You guys can write a contract after.
I saw a movie
Actually,
recently.
I have it.
I've got a guy that sells barn dominiums, man.
Hold on. Let's get rid of the word barn dominium because I think that makes it sound funny. Let's okay.
You think?
I mean, maybe we can build a custom yurts.
Custom yurts.
That's a new thing,
right?
Eric.
Because
New thing.
people
Well, you
just
went up with that name.
well, people just want to live.
I've got a new yurt.
People want to buy a house like they want to go get a steak at Outback. I'm buying a house today. Let's go do this. And boom, it's fun. It's exciting. They're willing to make the investment, but they don't want to go the year like Tabitha just went through,
And a lot of people don't have to go a year. It's just a matter of.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, Eric, you know who had the
Sorry.
first public, and I thought about this week when I saw the movie for literally the millionth time.
Yes.
The first barn dominium. It was in a very popular movie.
What was that?
It was in the movie
Footloose.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
With Patrick Swayze. Patrick lived in a barn. That's where
That's
barn
not
dominium.
a barn dominium. You're making fun of something that is amazing. That was the first concept of a barn dominium in Hollywood. It basically a barn dominium is like if you build a parking garage and then make a house around it, right?
But they usually have like a 3,000-foot garage and then a little tiny part to live in.
I'm going to show you some pictures,
They
Tabitha.
are making them more fancy now.
Yes, they are amazing. They are
It is
crazy.
a little bit of a trend, but population.
Hey, Kathy brings up an interesting point. Are builders backing out midway because of costs now? Can that happen? Yeah, for example, new construction. I don't even can
bold, sure, but I haven't seen a lot.
Okay,
of
because we do know the
builders
cost
are
of
still
bidding.
thriving in our area right now.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what I said earlier, that if you don't want to be in competition with 40 different offers, you can get in line at the builder's development. Now, you might be in competition for the perfect lot.
Yeah.
And there was a time in the real frenzy of new construction bouncing back that they were doing lotteries for the lot. That has calmed down a little bit. And so you can get in and get into a house without getting in competition, but you're not necessarily negotiating with the builder.
Right.
But I mean, it takes some of the stress away of having.
It's like
worrying
eBay.
that you're fighting $18.
Remember when there was a time on eBay?
Yeah.
And then it was like the item would come up and it would say make your bid, and it would be like, let's say it was I don't know, a chair or something like that, and it was like, I'll give you $80 for it, and then you would check back a week later and it was up to $210.
Yeah.
It's like, you got 5 more minutes. Do you want to put your last bid on it?
By the way, if you have any questions for Kathy, reach her team, 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD. You can reach Steve at New American Funding. Once again, New American Funding. Before we let you guys go, anything else going on? What's shaking in your guys' world?
Hey, 538 new
There you go.
listings, over
Oh,
200 coming
That's
soon.
good.
Oh, so
wait
it's
a
over.
minute. What?
We hit the 500 plateau.
No, did you hear what she just said?
500 again, 200 coming soon.
200 coming soon. That could be an inventory of 600 to 700.
Watch your portals.
Yes.
Damn, that's big news. We buried the lead today.
That is big news. I've seen some new things popping up. There's some really good opportunities.
Kathy, I had a question and I forgot to bring it up. Someone asked me this. They said these subdivisions in, let's say, St. Charles, Fenton, Festus might have been really nice in the 50s. Is there a possibility that people go into these subdivisions and just rip them down and start over? How does that work if there's a dilapidation factor to these places?
I haven't seen a bulldoze of a subdivision that I know of around here at all. So it's a
so St. Louis
and the prices are going to run down. Then there's going to be investors that come in and start buying. Now they can buy. There's an investors that can buy a group, like there's North County and things. I've seen people come in and buy like a street or something like that. But yeah, they'll have to hit some really rock bottom prices for the investors to come out.
And finally, before we let you guys go, anything with the bridges? People want to know about the bridge.
Yes,
the bridge at the house. Has there been any updates in the last week, or is it still status quo where you're trying to get MSD to take care of the bridge?
Spire. Yeah,
I mean Spire.
Yeah. No, I had two conversations with the guy in their claims department yesterday. So he's digging his heels in a little bit, but he also didn't want to tell me that he owned up to a little bit of responsibility a while back that I didn't know about, and he offered $10,000. So I've uncovered those emails, and now we're trying to get more information.
Aha! All right, keep us posted. We showed the video. It became, by the way, some of those videos are blowing up with you guys. Our most recent video of the HOA situation, that's Lizzie says that's going very, very, very well. She's like super popular. So we cut these videos, we set them out. And your bridge and the bridge story.
Tales with builders at some point.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we've got a great one here.
Can we do that next week?
Oh, we don't have enough time to get through it all, but yeah, let's do it.
We got
next week.
We got to call in next week.
Where are you guys going?
We're gonna be down at the lake entertaining some business.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of business at the lake right now, isn't there?
Comes down. We do a team retreat every year.
Oh, that's great.
Coming down for a couple of days.
Do you guys know anything about that $350 million build, the entertainment center that they're building down there?
Yeah.
Is that for real?
They claim it's supposed to be done in August of 24, but I cannot
Whatever. Then it's going to be a piece of garbage.
That's a year. That's literally a year.
400 room Marriott hotel.
Jeez.
Park, all kinds of stuff.
That's what's been missing down there for sure. Yeah.
Kathy Helbig-Strick, Steve Strick, we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for coming in for an awesome segment. And we'll continue to next week. Builder
Nightmare.
Builder Nightmare.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, this is cancelthis.com. We're going to take a quick break. Please check out our partners. When we come back, we've got our Weed Wednesday coming up. We're going to talk with Greenlight Dispensary at 9:30. And we've also gotten that Central Time. And we're also going to talk Walmart CEO coming out now and saying, people, you better listen up. This is serious stuff. Prices are going to continue to go higher and higher if we don't get serious about policing shoplifting.
And it's already happening. And I'm going to add to that when you do. I uncovered something about Walmart.
All right. Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, I'm Vic Faust, Lizzie Sparks taking care of the chat line and Projo. Back with more right after this.
Waited, and now it's here. The unveiling of the latest Carroll House lifestyle collections. I'm Brooke with my sister Amy, inviting you to see 3 football fields of the latest styles.
Our new lifestyle collections are premium quality furniture made exclusively for us and available only at Carroll House.
The attention to detail is unmatched, and so is the value, nearly half the price of a typical gallery store.
Plus, get free financing, delivery, and in-home design. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
Marco, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Kathy L. Big Strick, owner of Experience Real Estate Partners with EXP, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. Hey guys, welcome back into cancelthisshow.com. We appreciate everybody jumping in. I'm Vic Fausto, Tabitha Hassel, Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks, and Pro Joe. Thanks again to Kathy Helbig Strick, Steve Strick, Experience Realty Partners, 314-276-SOLD if you have any questions. And when it comes to mortgage, from a standpoint of Steve just talking about New American Funding. Okay, we got 3 things to get into before our Weed Wednesday with Green Light Dispensary coming up at 9:30. The first of which is Walmart CEO has come out. Doug McMillan is his name. He says due to shoplifting, higher prices are a legitimate thing. Not only do we have inflation, go try to buy meat anywhere now. Tabitha brought that up the other day. I think I bought a hamburger
$17, $18, $19, $20 a pound for even the cheapest meat. It's crazy.
It's stupid. It makes you angry, and it could get worse because Doug McMillan came out on CNBC's Squawk Box yesterday and said that we've got safety measures in place and we've put them in at our stores, but we still have unprecedented shoplifting going on. And if it doesn't stop, prices are going to continue to go higher. What else can you do? Do you get more security? How do we know what the problem with policing is? You can't have police come to the store all the time, right? And just standing there. You're going to have to hire your own security, right?
Or lock every, have you been to any of the Walmarts in California?
No.
It's divided by department. And when you go, let's say you're going to buy some makeup, you have to walk through a little door that goes into the makeup area. And in the makeup area, there is a person that has to be staffed there to watch you the whole time. And you have to pay for your makeup at the cash register in the makeup area. You cannot, because so many people, and everything's locked up. in a glass case.
I saw that in Chicago too. When we were there, they had that in Walgreens like that,
Yeah.
and in all the
makeup?
supermarkets.
Everything.
Yes, everything, even tampons.
And it's not just makeup. Everything is locked up.
Everything.
It's like you walk around the store and like when I go to the Walmart, let's say here, I go to the one on Youngerman, whatever it's called. And it's just an open store. Everything's open. You buy your stuff, you check out when you leave. In these California Walmarts, and it's probably in other areas too, every department is divided up and walled off, and they have their own checkout and their own person at some of these departments. But I noticed the other day when I went to buy ink at Walmart, it is the cheapest place to buy my ink for my printer. It was locked up in a cabinet, and I couldn't find a single person to unlock the cabinet to give me my ink.
What about self-checkouts? Does that have anything to do with shoplifting? Somebody on our comment line talked about if you want to decrease shoplifting, get rid of the self-checkouts.
Agreed.
I can't decide whether I'm for or against it. I understand.
I like them.
I understand why they're quicker. There's nothing worse than having 4 or 5 items that you can hold in your hand and you're standing behind several carts full of baskets. Number one. Number two, what were they put in place so that they could decrease their cost when it comes to employees?
They are, of course. Walmart is so cheap. You know, they are so cheap. I've talked to somebody who worked at a Walmart, and they said, well, they will allow us to work 35 hours a week because they don't want any full-time employees because they don't want to pay out benefits. They pay mostly minimum wages.
Yes.
They don't offer benefits to their employees, and they are what is increasing poverty in this country.
Well, as Jeannie says, you still have a choice. Here's the other thing. I don't go to the grocery store to work at the grocery store by checking myself out. But if I have a couple items and I'm in a hurry, I don't mind doing it. But I'd rather go and use the people who are there working.
But some Walmarts don't have people working.
I know. I believe that I agree. If you want to decrease shoplifting, don't do the self-checkouts. I've never witnessed anybody personally steal something or not check something out.
But how would you know?
But once again, how would you know? Well, there's a person that looks.
Yeah, but they don't look.
And
they can't see everybody.
But I don't think that's the majority of shoplifting situations. We've seen videos all over this country of shoplifting. It used to be a situation where people would really try to hide it. And if they did it, and now it's like, F all y'all.
They load up their carts.
I'm taking what I want and I'm walking out the door. Case in point, 3 weeks ago, Lululemon store, I believe it was in Chicago. 3 gentlemen walked in, literally took merchandise. The females inside called police. They got fired because they didn't follow company policy by calling and trying to stop them from stealing. They have a rule in place. You can look it up with Lululemon.
I remember
that you're not supposed to stop somebody from stealing. Okay, great. And maybe it has to do with insurance. I have no idea. But the CEO of Walmart is sounding the alarm. And then, of course, we have our conspiracy theorists, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful manner. Is it on purpose? Are they doing this on purpose?
Well, we have to remember that Walmart has changed. The founder of Walmart, who is no longer with us, was a different person. He founded the stores with good intentions.
Sam Walton.
And Sam Walton, from what I understand, was a really good guy.
Heard the same thing.
Absolutely so. But the problem is now the family has taken over. Now the shareholders take over. You know, now the family doesn't have as much say. And things have really changed. But think about this. A lot of the Walmarts, Vic, when you go in, they no longer offer you a choice. In the Fredericktown Walmart, in the Cuba Walmart, I've been to so many of them when I'm traveling, and there are only self-checkout lanes. And you know what people are doing? When they're coming through and you have meat, let's say as an example, like they have steaks or different packages of meat, there's a barcode on the top and a barcode on the bottom. And I don't remember which one they said it was, but when they scan that through, it'll beep. And it'll sound like they've paid for their meat and they've scanned it, but in fact they haven't. And then they put it in their bag. Damn. And so people are going to Walmart and stealing their meat.
Scan their boyfriend's meat.
Stop. But Walmart has drastically changed. And now look what's happening. Did you know?
Yes.
That in the past, what was it? Yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
Yesterday, 3 members over in the Walmart family.
Right.
Let's see here. It is Robson, Jim, Alice Walton.
Yep.
Each one of them over a period of 4 days withdrew. And it's weird because it's the exact same amount.
Yeah.
$133 million. $133,775,000.
What do you mean withdrew? What?
Well, they sold stock.
They sold
I should say they sold
God
stock.
forbid, they're the biggest family on the planet. Who cares?
No, I understand. That's just a drop in the bucket. But why
Are they buying something else?
We don't know. All we know is that Walmart family,
Yes,
they're
they're
selling
buying
their
barn
stock.
dominiums. is what they should be.
$401 million worth of stock they sold in the past 4 days.
That's chump change.
Are they trying to get out before Walmart releases a financial report?
You got to understand
That's the first thing you would think.
So this is where conspiracy theories start. And here's the benefit of the doubt. Sam was an entrepreneur. He started a little thing called, what was it? It wasn't even Walmart. It was something else. But he started this thing and it grew and it grew and it grew. And then he died and gave it to his kids. At some point, you're not entrepreneurs anymore. You're managers of stock and whatnots. And you either love the life or you hate the life. And they're financed well. And so hundreds of millions of dollars to these people, that's lunch money. It is. It's lunch money.
I agree. And there might, and this is all speculation. I don't know why they withdrew the money. Maybe it's just something they do on a random basis. But at the same time, when all of the reports coming up about Walmart closing stores across the country, about them laying off
That's
employees.
true. It's true. That's not just you like overdoing something. That's
You
100%
have to think,
true.
why are they taking the money out? Is something getting ready to happen?
And when we're talking about this, because the Walmart CEO said shoplifting has become such a problem that prices are going to continue to go up. But
that's the problem with that
point.
story. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't,
problem.
but they allow it to be. Derek says the Branson Walmart on Highway 76 tried to do all self-checkout. This is in the state of Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
They realized quickly it was a terrible move when millions of dollars were stolen in the first week, and they stopped that practice very quickly.
Yes. I'm going to say that's different. That's different than thugs from your major urban areas coming in and just ransacking a place.
I think you're right.
When you have a shopping cart, this is always fascinated me. When you have a shopping cart full of stuff, and let's say it's on accident, and you're a single mom and you got 4 kids behind you, and you're just trying to swipe this stuff into and then bag it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How much stuff can you miss? That's on accident. Number 2.
Nothing. I don't ever miss an item on accident. I always look to make sure whatever I've purchased.
Well, that's you, and that's you, and that's.
But I guess maybe not.
But then get to the nefarious and say that you're like, I'm going to scan half of this. I'm going to scan half, and then the other stuff I'm just going to bag, and then I can claim. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then you have this culpable, non-culpable kind of attitude towards the security people, and they go, okay, go rescan it again. But how many of those people get through the door?
Probably a lot.
A lot.
So this is Walmart's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. There was a golden era of just going to Schnucks and having it go on the conveyor belt, and in 5 minutes you gave them your credit card or wrote a check or gave them cash or whatever it was, and there was no stealing problem.
No, you're right. And Anthony Aaron, made a good point. He said you don't have kids in tow either, Tabitha, and that's true. I saw a lady at Walmart. I was out in Vandalia over the weekend, and there was a woman there with 3 little kids who were all running in different directions while she's trying to scan her items. But a year ago, I was at the Walmart on Chippewa in South City. And a woman came over to me that works at Walmart, and she whispered to me, she goes, make sure you scan every single item because the police are here and they're watching.
Here's another thing.
And I'm like, why would she tell me that?
Because you look like you're sketchy.
You're sketchy as hell. You're sketchy as hell. No doubt about
why
it.
Would she tell me that?
That's
Why wouldn't she let me steal and then get caught?
Because you're wearing all black with a bandana. But here's the deal. There's this thing up in Seattle. It was Whole Foods. Maybe it was Amazon or something. It was Whole Foods or Amazon. And you put your credit card in and you registered. Then they're like, fantastic, your credit card's in here, Mr. Johnson or whatever. Now you could go put anything in your cart you wanted. And when you walked out, it was paid for. It was literally like these metal detectors.
Yeah.
And when you pushed the cart through, you were charged $140 for whatever it was that you put in your cart. And I saw that start in a cafeteria. The cafeteria basically said, register, and as soon as you walk out with your hamburger or your whatever it was, the machine knew it, and bam, you were gone. That could fix a lot of problems.
Well, look at Sam's. Isn't that their parent company? When you go into Sam's, you have to put all the stuff in your cart, and then you have to come to the receipt at the end, and they do 3 items.
Sam's is different because Sam's is a club, and they have the bandwidth to check every receipt.
And there's not a bazillion people
they do.
coming out at the same time.
That's true.
It is difficult for Walmart. And I know when I go to Walmart, they hover. I feel like a shoplifter. I hate going to self-checkout at a Walmart because they hover over me And I feel like they're watching every move.
Do you
I
do
make.
self-checkout when you're at Walmart, Eric? Because I know you love that store.
I do.
Okay.
Because it's convenient, because I can't stand people. And no, I'm just kidding. It's basically, I know how to get in and get out fast. I always have an anxiety at the end of it that I check everything out. Is there some cop over here? You know, the St. Charles Police Department is like, you forgot the cheese.
Did you know, Mr. Johnson, that there is something actually real about Walmart's anxiety? The small little Walmarts, my husband will go in there.
Yeah.
And I told one of the checkers one time that he will go into one of those little mini marts, supermarts, but he won't go in the big one because he just can't stand it and almost gives him anxiety, and he doesn't even have anxiety. And she said there's actually a class when you get into management at Walmart on Walmart anxiety.
It's a true story.
It is a true thing.
It's a true story. It is.
Yeah.
It's nothing. There's nothing pleasant about going to Walmart.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
Really, there isn't.
Not like the old days when you go to Macy's on Christmas and you felt like, and you had the spice latte or whatever it was, and you're walking around looking for his shirts, and you're like, this is beautiful.
Yes.
No, that's exactly the opposite.
Well, just know if you continue to see the shoplifting, if stores don't stop it, they're warning us now that prices can go up. But speaking of warnings, we got another big warning. And when I saw this, I was like, there is no way this is true. I don't even completely understand the whole situation. But when Tabitha sent it, it was time to do it. So with that goes to say, here's Tab's take for today.
Tab's take.
I thought you guys might find this interesting. You in particular, Eric.
Okay.
Do you know who Frances Haugen is? Frances Haugen, she's the Meta whistleblower. Do you remember her?
No.
In 2021, Frances Haugen testified as a whistleblower in front of Congress and stated that she talked about, that's how, remember we see Mark Zuckerberg in court? That's how all of this began. She was the whistleblower that came forward and talked about how Facebook was using their social media platforms to basically change elections, to put out propaganda, to squelch misinformation, and so on. Well, she's recently wrote a book, and what she is claiming is that if we don't change social media platforms as a whole, not just Facebook, not just Instagram, but as a whole, millions of people are going to die. And she said tens of millions of people were going to die. And when I first saw this, like you, Vic, I thought that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I kept going through my head, like, what does she mean? You know, how are tens of millions of people going to die? And then I looked into it further and I thought, oh my God, I get it now. She's right. And how many people have already died because of social media? And
because of suicide?
No, and that's what I thought too, Eric. I thought, oh, it must be suicide because we know that there's a lot of kids, getting harassed on Facebook. But no, what we don't realize and what people I don't think do the deep dive on, we all know that social media is used as propaganda when it comes to wars, when it comes to elections. And what we don't see sometimes is the fact that, look at India as an example. Facebook and what Frances Haugen testified on is that Facebook, Meta as a whole, they put out so much propaganda for profit in India in their anti-Muslim rhetoric that it's possible that hundreds of thousands of people have actually been religiously persecuted, who were killed as part of this propaganda campaign. And so it really makes you think, when we have social media, when social media puts out all this propaganda, whether it's with Ukraine, whether it's in India, whether it's in Myanmar, these things can lead to the persecution and deaths of many people.
Definitely.
I mean, have you ever thought about that before? It never even occurred to me.
Of course it did.
That people were dying so that Facebook and other social media companies could profit.
Knowledge is power. The first thing they dropped on the French were the leaflets saying, put down your guns. So there was a reason for that. It's because you win the minds, you win the hearts. You win the hearts, you win the day. And no, that's why I'm trying to unplug myself from social media. And I'm giving myself a very strict regimen of what I'll do. Reels is it. I basically will give myself 20 minutes a day on the Reels, the little video deals, because they're funny as hell. And I like to see the one little stupid ass cute dog or whatever. And It is the truth. It's because someone is trying to put their truth, and I hate that term, by the way, their truth into your head. Tabitha, you do that every day. You try to put
It's not my truth. It's facts.
Well, you're one of 4 billion people are trying to put their truth into your head. The liberals are trying to put their truth into our heads. So my only advice on social media and Meta and video games, unplug. Be done with it and understand why you're being done with it. That's the problem.
Is that the
you
answer?
have to understand why it is that you are not going to participate in social media anymore. You have to understand.
I don't know what is. There is no answer.
I don't know.
That is the
what
answer,
the
by
answer
the way.
is either, other than like Eric said, unplugging it. You know what? Don't let your kids partake. It never even occurred to me that lives were lost because of social media. And like somebody just said in the comment line, look at what happened during the pandemic, right? Just think if Meta and other platforms didn't censor these different doctors that came out, there were so many of them that spoke in defense of the I word. Remember that? Well, you can't even say the I word. Think of how many lives would have been saved if these doctors could have spoken the truth on social media platforms.
That's different.
No, because
it's the opposite.
Thousands of people died because they didn't get the word that there are alternatives to getting the cupcake.
That's different. That's not allowing free speech.
In Myanmar, look what happened in Myanmar. Was one of the big examples. In Myanmar, thousands of people were killed because people were allowed to go on social media and only tell one side of the story when it came to their political objectives. And because of that, a war broke out. Thousands of people died. I mean, all
This is
because of
fascinating to
social
you.
media influence.
It's not about the social media. It's about the influence. It's the media.
And that they're profiting from it. And that Facebook.
That's true.
And this is what Haugen's
Eric's right,
entire
though.
point was, is that these social media platforms are spinning. They're spinning the news. They're spinning the narrative to make money. And they don't care whether they're telling the truth. They don't care who dies because of, they just care about profit.
No, it's a great Tab's take. It really is. It makes you wonder, what are we going to do? What can be done? Tabitha, I don't
unplug, period.
The only thing you can do is limit your time.
Unplug. Don't let your kids
Educate
on it.
yourself and teach your kids right and wrong with it, as difficult as it is.
You want to know. I know that it's the hardest thing in the world to do, but parents, you got to take the iPads away from your 4-year-olds and your 5-year-olds and your 10-year-olds. I'm
100%.
sorry. I'm sorry, dudes. Give them a football, give them Barbies, make them go do something, go make them learn calculus.
Yes.
I know
Sit down and play cards.
I know I'm an old dude telling people
guitar lessons.
Piano lessons.
Yes.
Piano lessons.
Take them to the park.
It will rewire their brain to be smarter. But if you give them an iPad, you did it to yourself.
Yeah, this is Cancel
You're right,
This, cancelthisshow.com. That's Tab's take. Eric Johnson's here. Lizzie Sparks taking care of the chat rooms. Tab the Hassle. I'm Vic Faust, Projo taking care of the boards. But it is Wednesday, and you guys know what we do on Wednesday. It is part of our Weed Wednesday marijuana update, our dispensary, our good people from Greenlight. Josh King joining us today. He is joining us live right now from his studio, which is in his studio, his marijuana studio in Rock Hill. Josh, we say congratulations on the new store. What's the latest on everything that's going on? The last time we had you, you said you were going to talk to us about everything that happened with this brand new store. You've got new product. You're ready to rock and roll, and we're ready to have you as well. Josh, thanks for jumping back in, my friend.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Glad to be back for a second time, 2 times in 2 weeks. I guess you could call me blessed, guys? But nothing but the best. Nothing but the best over here. We did our soft opening on Friday this week. The immense support that we've received from the community over here in Rock Hill has been nothing short of overwhelming. The community here has been incredible, from support from local restaurants to just our neighbors here that are right behind us in the neighborhood. It's been fantastic. Friday went as good as we could have expected for a soft opening. No promotions, tons of people through the day. We're seeing about 100 to 150 people on average right now.
That's good stuff.
Looking to drive that up for sure. Incredible location. As you guys know, Manchester, I feel like, has been worked on for a decade now, but they're shooting to have that all done by July 1st. Hopefully these roads will be a little bit better because it's a little bit treacherous out here with all this road work. But nonetheless, you can get into the parking lot, and we are here 9 to 9 Sunday through Thursday and 8 to 10 on Friday and Saturday here and ready to help.
You need gummies to go drive on Manchester Road.
Manslaughter.
For sure. It is.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It is pretty crazy out there.
Fix it. It's getting fixed.
I'm in a bit of my office is a little boring right now, so don't give me too much trouble about it. But let's take a step out over here onto the sales floor.
Yeah, we want to check out the new store. Talking with Josh
what we're
King.
looking at here, guys. So this is our beautiful brand new Rock Hill location.
Yeah.
We got this incredible mural painted over the last week or so. Local graffiti artist Eyes EYEZ was the one to get it done. We got the wood panel all across the side. This incredible traffic lights behind me. All of this, oddly enough, can only see at night, but it's UV reactive. It looks incredible. I'm hoping to get some of that stuff posted on our website.
You got a green screen. You can do the weather.
The green light stoplight above us to let you know we're on Green Light Road right here, man. It is absolutely incredible. They're getting everything together. So excited. All kinds of stuff here going on.
We're talking with Josh King. He's the general manager of the brand new Rock Hill store. We're talking about Greenlight Dispensary, the largest and best dispensary in the state. They've got the best products, and because they're so big, they've also got the best prices as well. Josh King joined us before, giving us an update. Love seeing the store there. When you have a store that's as great as that and you have the products, when you start up a brand new store, are you full of products right now?
Yeah, as full as we could be. So through that soft opening, what happened was the day after Memorial Day, I believe, we actually got approved. So that was last Tuesday, I believe. Had a couple of days to fill the store, 2 or 3 days. Luckily, we had some support from some local guys, got some product in here. Tons of edibles in right now, tons of drinks. I got tons of flour. The good thing about this location right now is it's still kind of drumming up. So while some of these other more well-known locations, Chippewa, Berkeley, Ferguson, we're able to retain a little bit more of that product on the shelf right now because we are kind of still driving up business. So the menu looks incredible right now, and I got a ton of stuff on the docket for today. It's going to be a busy, busy day of receiving product in over here. So the shelves are going to be as full as can be.
And we want to remind people, you can go to our website at cancelthisshow.com. Once again, cancelthisshow.com. You go to and you check out Greenlight Dispensary's product line on our website, and you can pull up a coupon. That's right there. We show you this coupon, and you can take it into any of the Greenlight stores. Try out Greenlight's new store, which is in Rock Hill on Manchester. Did you say it's Greenlight Drive, Josh?
Oh, no, the street itself isn't named Greenlight Drive, but Eyes, when he came in and did that mural right above us, we got this
I see it. Okay, I wanted to make sure.
that has Greenlight there. Yeah, a bit of a game there, but yeah, we're right here at 9800 Manchester Road here in Suite C, right between the bank and the Papa John's, right across the street.
I know exactly where you're at.
You guys are like this.
And take that coupon in that we just showed. Download the coupon, take it in. That's how they know they're getting some product sold through the Cancel This audience.
You guys are like the Starbucks of pot. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
What were the flour? What were the kiosks that we saw? Can you order on a kiosk?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 kiosks. We're blessed in this store. We do have 3 of them. So you can come right in, and on that kiosk, you can browse our entire online menu. So for somebody who might not really know all the products we have to showcase, while we have our bud tenders, you can always go straight up to those kiosks and browse the entire menu and see our full array of products that we offer.
Is there any way to show us those kiosks again? Is that possible?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Give somebody the experience of trying to do something like that.
That would be very convenient.
And once again, I mean, there's so many products, and we remind people as we introduce everybody to Greenlight, where you can go in, and there is no silly or stupid question. People are going in to learn all kinds of things now about products, and not only just from an entertainment standpoint, but also of helping people get off serious drugs, pharma, medical. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
So we have these right here, and you can go through and scroll through our entire line of products. And so you can kind of scroll through, pick through each of these, go up to the top. You can sort what you want to see from your categories up here in the top right. You can go to concentrates, edibles, tinctures, topicals, everything that we offer. You can pick out your favorite one, whatever that may be. And then you can even go over here to the sort by option. And depending on whether you're trying to shop for a price that you're looking for or a potency that you're looking for, you can go through there, pick out every single one of those options, and make it easy on yourself to pinpoint exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Jeez. Can you even do it by, say, energy, relaxation? Can you do it by that kind of categorization?
To a certain extent, yeah. So you will be able to sort those by sativa, indica, hybrid. So you will be able to go on there. And if you're looking for those gummies that are sativa sided or indica sided, whether you're looking to kind of get more of that body effect, more of that relaxation, or a bit more of that heady feeling, a bit more of that drive throughout the day, we can get that done for you as well.
Legitimate question. This is a legitimate question. Can you DoorDash this stuff to people?
No.
So we here at Greenlight do not offer delivery, but I can say that we are, trying to get a little bit of something going on that front. I can't give out too much information as I'm not sure where exactly we're at in the process, and I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver because we all know how that goes. But I do think we are doing our absolute best to try and work that into things and bring it straight to the doorstep.
That's great. That is awesome. Hey, by the way, since you guys have been so great with your marketing, your creative team, clearly, Donna from our chat line says you could market yourself as a weed dominium.
Absolutely.
When you were showing us that, Eric's into barn dominiums when it comes to real estate.
Well, who isn't?
And you've got a weed dominium.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things I kind of wanted to talk about today, just to do a little bit of a product showcase, is I kind of wanted to get into nano emulsification a little bit.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, that's nano emulsification.
All right.
It's kind of what I'm looking to get into. And it's a big scientific word, seems kind of scary. Now, what exactly does it mean? So in cannabis, they've come up with this new technology over the last few years called nano emulsification. And what they're going to do with that is they use these radio waves, sound waves, to penetrate the molecules of cannabis to make them very, very small. And now what that does for you is that gets your bioavailability better. And what bioavailability is it's how your body accepts all those cannabinoids. They're inside things like these awesome Wana gummies.
Right.
So what I have here are these sativa peach Bellini quick gummies. Onset takes about 5 to 15 minutes, and the high is about 2 to 4 hours. So I kind of wanted to showcase that a little bit because there's barbecues going on. I know people are going to the pool. It's summertime. People want to be out and about, having fun, enjoying themselves. Well, you might not want to take your traditional gummy that's going to sit on you for, 8 to 12 hours. You might want something a little bit quicker that's not going to take up your whole day. These things are absolutely incredible for that. It's called your smoker's gummy. So instead of taking that, half-gram joint, that full-gram joint and smoking and being high for a couple of hours, these guys are going to kick in about 5 to 15 minutes, and they're going to do the same thing without having to use any inhalants.
Oh, that's yours, Lizzie. That's going to be your first run with a gummy.
Apparently so. I don't think you want to give me a full gummy.
I do.
No, we'll be carrying her out to the car, like her feet will be dragging on the ground. Her left arm will be on me, her right arm around you, Eric.
Yep.
It
And we're
doesn't make
dragging
you drunk. It's not like a night at Pops or something like that. It's just,
those Pops.
oh, never mind. Never mind.
We're way too old.
Never.
We get what Pops
Oh
is.
my God.
Good old Sauget, Illinois.
Exactly. God.
I'm just teasing, Josh. I know what it is.
No,
Once
he doesn't.
again, we're talking
He's
with
much younger than us, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
Josh King, the general manager of the Rock Hill Greenlight Dispensary store, with us. Hey, does flower continue to be your big seller there? Is that what everybody's coming in wanting?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we are a bit lucky as we're still drumming up business. We're able to retain a little bit more of that flower. So if people are looking for that flower and they're finding it hard to find on other menus, we do have a very wide array of flower right now. Tons of good brands and options from sativa, indica, hybrid, sativa hybrid, indica hybrid, you name it. We got it right now. On top of that, I got a bunch of stuff coming down the line today. I'll be adding a ton of stuff to the menu. So if you're watching now, definitely check out Rock Hill's menu a little bit later on today. It'll be as big as it's been yet.
Wow.
Hey, can I ask you one quick question before you go? And we'll let you go here just after this. We continue to get 2 more questions today.
Yeah.
Can you repeat for our listeners and our viewers the situation regarding a handgun or owning a gun and purchasing marijuana? Regarding what is law, what is federal law, and if you don't want to jump into it, if you don't understand exactly what I'm saying, that's fine. But
yeah, absolutely.
If you own a handgun, can you come in and purchase marijuana? Can you get a card or not?
Yeah, so let me go ahead and I actually, after last week's segment, I hopped on and watched last week's segment that you guys did with Emily, and there was a sheet that she was more or less looking to reference regarding this. I actually went through and dug that out from Department of Health and Senior Services website. And I have it right here. And this is pulled straight off of their website. And I'm going to go ahead and read that off to you guys.
Okay,
So
great.
what this says is, it says, does being a qualifying patient or consumer affect my ability to own or purchase a firearm?
Yes.
Article XIV of the Missouri Constitution does not reference or prohibit the possession or purchase of firearms. However, federal law still may prohibit the possession or purchase of a firearm by individuals who use marijuana, regardless of whether a state legalized marijuana for medical use or adult use. The department does not regulate the possession or purchase of firearms and therefore cannot say how the federal prohibition will enforce within Missouri. Specific questions about these federal firearm restrictions should be directed to your attorney or the appropriate law enforcement agency.
Interesting.
So what do we take from that? It's still a federal law.
It means to ask your lawyer.
I have never heard anyone.
Missouri, yes. Federal, no. I mean,
yep. Exactly. So it leaves you kind of in that gray area for sure.
I think you have to do what you want to do until someone tells you otherwise. That's always my rule of thumb.
Wow, that's a little dangerous.
Do what
That's
you
a
wanna
little
do.
sketchy with the federal laws, the way they want to take away everyone's gun.
okay,
It's
but
like,
you
you
can
just gave them
go-
license to basically do it.
But you can go drink a fifth of tequila and go out and shoot your gun all you want. No law against that.
No law.
Yeah.
No, I
And
get
then,
it.
guys, before I get off of here, I know we're coming to an end. I want to make sure I go ahead and mention the 16th, this Friday, will be our official grand opening of this location. We're going to have a barbecue going on outside. I got a guy coming out, pulling out an industrial smoker. He's going to be smoking out the parking lot. We're going to have all kinds of products on the shelf. I'm going to have brand ambassadors here, hoping to have some giveaways here as well. It's going to be an incredible Friday here over at Greenlight in Rock Hill.
What time, buddy?
Swing on by. We're open from 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8
to 10.
8 a.m.?
8 a.m.
Yep,
to 10
8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday.
Are you going to be there the whole day?
I'll be here all day long. You betcha.
Josh, I'll be by to shoot some video so that we have some file video of the opening. So I'll find you when I come by on Friday. Okay, buddy?
Sounds good, Vic. I'll have something ready for you.
All right. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Some barbecue.
Got you guys covered.
Barbecue and gummies.
Josh King, General Manager, Greenlight Dispensary, brand new Rock Hill location. Can you give us the exact address on Manchester?
Yeah, 9800 Manchester Road, Suite C, right in between the Papa John's and the bank, right across the street from Walgreens.
We love it. Josh, we appreciate it. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. Check out
Beautiful.
Greenlight. Go to cancelthisshow.com. Go to our website. You can find out more about Greenlight Dispensary. And seriously, download that coupon. It helps us out. Or if you go into a Greenlight Dispensary, please tell them to let their bosses know, hey, I heard all about it. I've learned about it. I've been educated on cancelthisshow.com because it helps them as they continue to do their advertising.
It certainly does seem like that's a up and coming business.
Yeah, you think?
Barbecue and gummies. Eric, what do you think about that?
You know what? I'm just pot's not my thing. I wouldn't mind trying it just for funny I'm not a prude either.
He prefers cocaine and meth.
Leave it to Tabitha.
Just kidding, Eric. I know you prefer Bud Light above all else.
Like Tabitha. Where did that come from?
Pro Joe doesn't laugh a lot, but whenever Tab does that, he goes nuts.
Yes, I think Pro Joe's over there laughing about that. Could you imagine if you came in tomorrow and
Tabitha,
you
that
had a
was
gummy in
actually
one
pretty
hand,
good.
a Bud Light in another? I mean, that would just make Tabitha's day.
Yeah.
Well, we need to laugh about We need to laugh about things.
You want to hear something bizarre I just found out about? The Ameristar is getting rid of their draft Bud Light.
That is a casino, a popular casino in the St. Louis area for our national listeners.
If it doesn't get used, you might as well get rid of it.
That's huge because in the old days it was Bud Light, Budweiser, and then anything else that they wanted to stick on those pipes, the pull downs. Those are gone.
Okay.
Wow.
Did you hear? Is it because they're not selling
They're
it?
not selling them.
Okay.
Yeah, makes
It wasn't
sense.
just
It's all
like,
about the money.
It's not their. It's not ideological. It's like, why is that beer skunk beer now?
And Garth Brooks is like, I'm going to sell Bud Light at my honky tonk, my brand new one in Nashville, Tennessee.
And so, how's that going?
We don't
Did he
know. yet.
really?
He really did. He really did.
He
Here's
has a
picture
brand
of
new. He has a brand new country bar, honky tonk, coming out in Nashville. And he made it a point. Now, if you don't realize, Garth Brooks is very liberal.
Very.
and he's all into the Hollywood scene. So this is his right to say publicly, I support Bud Light and I want people to feel comfortable being able to order their Bud Light. And he was taking digs at those who have a problem with Bud Light, but he's like, hey, he's a consumer.
Actually, Bud Light sucks.
And he,
Bud Light, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying
You're
to be
not being
mean,
mean.
But Bud Light came up through an era when it was Coors, Michelob,
Yes,
and blah blah blah, and then the crappy ones were Milwaukee's Best and a few others, Pabst Blue Ribbon, I guess. But Budweiser, Bud Light was always the best of the crappy beers.
Well, people don't have to go support. And
But now you can walk into any bar and you can go through a menu of these micro beers that are way better.
Yes, yes,
right.
Things have changed a lot,
and it's like they took for granted their audience, and screw you, Garth. Screw you. Seriously.
That's how I
you're
feel
a
about
country,
Garth,
you're
too.
a country guy.
Right.
It's not like who cares about Hollywood, dude?
Right.
You are
I
literally
agree.
touring with a cowboy hat on in cowboy boots, and your audience is telling you they don't approve of this. So screw you, dude.
Yeah,
Well, he
seriously.
has, up to this point in time, even though he hasn't put anything out worthwhile in a long time, he was still filling stadiums. He was still
who cares? His music's fine. You can like his music.
Correct.
You can like everything about Garth Brooks, but your audience has said, "Look, and to be fair, the country artists don't always follow lockstep, because the Dixie Chicks, they didn't follow lockstep, but they got nailed. Remember
They did get nailed. They did get nailed. A lot of people like Garth's music, but we absolutely know he has a bad taste in politics and a bad taste in beer.
I hate his music.
Well, I don't really
it's
like.
not even about that. It's like there's a lot of
love
music I can't
country,
even
though.
stand
Well put,
anymore.
Eric. You're right. Well
I can't
put.
And then you ask yourself, why is Carrie Lake, the governor, the one who is running for governor down in Arizona, she's number 1 on iTunes for a song.
Yes, that's a great song.
For a song that's called 80 Million Votes. What was it? Bull crap or something like that.
Yes.
Whatever it was, she's number 1 on iTunes with a crappy song. But it's because she wrote a song about Joe Biden winning the election with 80 million votes.
Correct. It's great. I love it. Yeah, the song's not that great, but the meaning is.
The flavor of the underlying country is, don't stick your crap in my face.
Mhm.
And Garth Brooks is like, I'm going to go stick my crap in your face.
He can stick his crap in.
Well, and he did it, and he didn't have to do this. He did it on purpose. And
did.
He could have shut up.
But guess what?
He could have shut up.
Here's the thing, though. he can say whatever he wants to, and if there's Bud Light lovers out there, guess what? In Nashville, don't go to Kid Rock's bar. You go to Garth Brooks' bar.
Or Brooks
and let's see
Dunn.
how many people are actually
Brooks and
there.
Dunn.
And guess what? People don't have to continue to go to the bar. They don't have to go.
I don't care if someone carries Bud Light or not. As a matter of fact, if I'm drunk enough, I'll accidentally say, give me a Bud Light, because that's what I used to do all the time. But at the same time, if you're using a beer to be political or anti-political or whatever it is, screw you, man. Just offer the damn beer and get out of the damn conversation.
Well, because he has to put his 2 cents in, right?
No, you don't.
He has to get his little statement out.
He's Hollywood.
Of who
Great
he
point on
supports.
No, that you
It
don't.
is.
You don't.
We don't care what he thinks, but you know what? But this is America. He has the option to say what he wants. He has the freedom of speech. He can sell whatever product he wants. You know what?
Exactly.
And if people
That's
don't
right.
want to go to his bar because of it, then so be
I'm
it.
going to say another thing. I went to Target Sunday night, which there is a benchmark. It's usually packed there
They're
for whatever reason.
continuing.
Yes.
I went to Target on
Did
Sunday
you go
night.
to buy one of those little tucket swimsuits?
And it was, and that,
Trip to
if
the
you
lake?
went to the Wentzville one, the parking lot was empty, wasn't it?
Empty.
Empty.
And it's
Yes.
the best. It's the best Target for whatever reason.
It's a good Target.
There was no one there.
No one there.
It was a ghost town.
They're hemorrhaging. They are.
They
They
are.
continue to. And there are people, because Americans are slow a lot of times to get news, that are just now realizing, oh, there's something that happened with Target. So it's going to continue to have that effect that we saw with Bud Light. It's going to continue to happen. And, we'll see how much. I mean, Target, I think they're going to get over it in time. I think they will.
They will.
The Bud Light thing, I'm not so sure about.
Bud Light if they would have been smart. They would have been smart, and they're not, to come out in a full about face and said, we're sorry. We are totally sorry.
Yes.
And I'm the CEO, and I'm here today with blah, blah, blah. And I'm here today with blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a heartfelt apology. Our audience is 100 years old. It's 140 years old. And this is not our audience. And we don't want to get involved in these social problems. Enjoy our beer. As a matter of fact, here's a flyover, a missing man flyover with the U.S. Air Force. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And they should have had Clydesdales up there, and they should have had bikini-clad chicks, and they should have had, little people bowling, whatever it is that is frat, whatever it is that's frat worthy, whatever it is that's frat worthy, they should have had it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do it, and now what are they down?
They don't know
is their market
base.
cap down like 30% right now, or something like that?
It's
Probably.
And now Modelo is the number one selling beer in the United States.
That's crazy.
Modelo.
Who would have thought that? Seriously.
Tabitha would have.
Tabitha,
because she's smart as hell.
Yeah, she is smart as hell.
Take credit. You better do it right
Take
now.
credit, Tab.
Say, yeah,
Tabitha, you
Tabitha
better
go, yes, I am, Eric.
Yeah,
Like,
Tabitha.
just real forceful like that.
The only people I knew anyway who drank Bud Light were people who just didn't want to go out and get drunk. So instead of going out and drinking a vodka drink or some other drink, they'd say, oh, give me a bucket of Bud Light because I can drink this all night long because it's like water and still be able to drive home.
It is interesting
and
though.
not be
But
drunk.
you know what? I could drink liquor and feel better than drinking beer because my body is more used to the
because the way
consumption.
it metabolizes it.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And then when I had some beers when I was like, whoa, I'm not feeling so great. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
because
your
it's
body-
because it's too much carbohydrates and it's crap.
It's just not good for you.
Yeah.
It's sugar, it's carbohydrates, it's all of the carbonation.
No, I was feeling buzzed is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Quicker than I would have with my
Yeah, but here's the deal. The old dudes that loved Bud Light, they're done. They're not coming back.
Yeah.
The young guys that might have liked Bud Light at a baseball game, they're done.
They're done.
So they're screwed.
Well, there's too many options. Like I don't have time to go out and drink.
Yeah.
But if I were to go and drink, let's say a beer, which I would normally not do.
I've never
But
seen
if I
you-
were,
I've known you a long time. I've never seen you drink a beer.
yeah, and if I
You're
were
a shot
going to
girl.
go do that, I am not a shot.
You're a shot
I don't
girl.
even leave the house anymore. But if I were, I would like something like a chocolate stout. You know what I mean? Like left hand, forehand. I don't remember. I don't remember which hand it is.
Which
But
hand it is?
one of these places has a chocolate.
I like
stout.
frozen anything, or my favorite cheap drink is those Seagrams that are Jamaica Me Happy. Because then I
Now,
feel
see,
like I'm
Everybody's
That's
got
just
you know,
pure sugar.
If I could have
It
it my
is.
way, I'd have
Yummy.
apple teenies every 20 minutes, but that's just me. Again, Bud Light is easy. Bud Light is the McDonald's of beer. Bud Light was supposed to live another 100 years without going, tits up. It's supposed to be a beer that's supposed to be the American vernacular. It's supposed to represent patriotism. And these companies don't understand what they're doing to themselves. And Garth Brooks, you are flirting. You're with fire, dog.
He
that
doesn't
was the
know his
whole
base.
point.
Dude,
of
you
bringing that
you
up.
two are stadiums. Do you really want to go back to theaters? Do you really want to go back to theaters like the Dixie Chicks? Come on.
Do people go and see him anyway?
Yes.
He sells out stadiums.
He's the U2 of country.
Oh my gosh,
Speaking
people
of,
love him.
I'm going to see the Flaming Lips tonight.
The Flaming Lips.
That's an oldie.
I don't even know who it is, but I'm going with a friend.
Eric knows who the
Lips.
Flaming Lips are.
Eric, what do you think about that? He's
I
rolling
couldn't
his
tell
eyes.
you what's one song they have, but I am going to go and I'm going to watch what people are drinking.
That's why you're going to a Flaming Lips
No,
show?
I'm going because a friend asked me to go.
But be careful, Judas, because you know how you look. You don't mean to be doing something, but if you're like sitting near somebody and
you're staring at them, they will call the cops.
Oh my gosh. I don't
have to bail her
stare
out
at
tomorrow.
people. I'm just going to be very curious to see what people are buying.
Hey,
who's the teenager in the Addams Family? The girl, what was her name? I can't. Not
Morticia.
Not Morticia. That was the mom. What was the
Wednesday?
Wednesday. That's
That is-
right. Yay, Joe.
Tabitha is actually the real Wednesday. Can you imagine her at a Flaming Lips concert just staring at you and you look down and there she is?
I'm gonna text her tonight while she's doing that. Go, hi, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Today's Wednesday.
I'm going to
You're
take
throwing
some
beach
photos.
balls all over the place at a Flaming, and then there's Tabitha staring at you. What are you drinking?
I'll take some photos. I'll see
I
what
dare
people
you
are
to
buying.
tell people if they ask your name, go, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
They would not have a clue, I'm sure, what that
She could
meant.
put a little hand on her shoulder.
Oh, stop.
Guys, one thing this is happening right now as we're getting ready to end this show. Yeah, we're gonna try to make this happen for tomorrow. But when it comes to quote being canceled and censored, our friend GS3, George from Michigan, big supporter of the show. He's the one that gave us our live coverage from Mar-a-Lago when Donald Trump was there to support Log Cabin. And they were Republican. They're gays for Trump, Republicans, conservatives. And if anybody's been canceled, they have been in several instances because they're a group that said, wait a second, just because we're gay doesn't mean we have to be liberal. Are you kidding me? You're telling us this?
Good point.
Well,
good point.
George just texted me. He's a good friend. He says that their site has just been canceled on IG.
Get out.
For what?
It's all it says is we've received a legal request to restrict this content. We reviewed it against our policies and conducted a legal and human rights assessment. After the review, we restricted access to the content and the location where it goes against local law.
What is the content that they're providing?
That is crazy.
Well, George lands in Nashville at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. He's trying to join us after he lands.
Oh,
that would be great.
wonderful.
And so we can find out what exactly. I mean, you're talking about a group. They're gay and they are against Biden and they were all about President or former President Trump.
Where's the problem?
And they've just been censored. I don't know. We'll find out.
I can't wait to hear more about that.
There are a lot of people out there just like you. Remember Ellen Page? I can't recall her new name, but Ellen has a guy named now. Anyway, she actually released a video. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Maybe you didn't even know it was her.
I didn't.
Or him now. And it said something similar. It wasn't against Biden, but it was say, hey, we are not all in favor of some of the things that are happening in this country right now.
Yeah, and we talked about that with the flag yesterday, where we had
and the boobs.
Elliot, that's right, Elliot. Now.
The flag and the boobs. It's the flag and the boobs party at the White House.
Yes.
Bring your glow sticks, everybody.
We need to play that video tomorrow. Well, we might get censored if we play that video because it really is boobs.
Yeah, it is. That's the only. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. Anyway, all right. Thanks for joining us today for this episode of CancelThisShow.com, June 14th edition. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. We'll have another packed show on our Thursday. For Eric Johnson, Lizzie Sparks, Tab the Hassel, Vic Faust, Pro Joe as well. Have an awesome day, everybody. Continue to support our partners. Let us know if you have any ideas when it comes to donations, anything. You let us know. Have a great day.